Peyton Reed. And the stars of the movie, Michael Douglas, Paul Rudd, and Michael Pena. Welcome, gents.
Oh, you said that.
No, take it.
No.
We all good?
Thank you.
So polite.
I know.
You guys.
You're in Britain for 5 minutes. You're being polite. It's good.
Yeah.
I want to start with a very hard-hitting, probing question for everyone on the panel here. Did this movie give you a newfound respect for ants? And Peyton, we'll start with you.
Yes, I like to think that I've always respected ants, but that level of respect has definitely increased throughout the making of the movie. It's important to note also that no ants were harmed during the making of the movie in any way. Let's get that out of the way.
Until now.
Until this actual
But no,
press
but it's
conference.
not when we were making the movie, so it doesn't count.
It's true.
And Mr. Douglas?
Yeah, I just never knew there were so many possible characters. You know, it was phenomenally interesting between working ants and flying ants and seeing all the different characters. And it was always a joy in the scenes when everyone would take a brief respite to look away at some of the ant hills and watch them at work. Found it very peaceful.
Yeah. It's like looking at an aquarium.
Right.
Yes. Answer to your question, yes. And I'm not trying to sound cute or anything, but when, even last week, I was standing by the sink and some ants started walking toward the coffee maker where I was making coffee. And maybe in an earlier time, I would have just given them a little flick. Right. Now I absolutely let them do what they want to do, and I stand back.
Did you try and get them to make you the coffee? Did you say directly
Yeah,
towards the sugar bowl?
It didn't work.
What's going on with that? And Mr. Pena?
I can't believe it even made it this far for me to have that question. They've said everything about ants that I could possibly. I can't think of anything. Ants are awesome. Yay.
They are awesome. We've got a question here in the second row. There's a microphone if you just wait for it 2 seconds.
No, not you.
It's a question for Peyton and Paul, I guess. The film's had quite a protracted production history with Edgar Wright involved, and I really liked the film, and I was wondering if you could talk about the sort of changes you made to the Edgar Wright version, because he retains a screenwriting credit on the film along with Joe Cornish.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely start by saying I think it's fair to say that none of us would be here, and there might not even be an Ant-Man movie if it weren't for Edgar and Joe, and that should absolutely go said. You know, the idea to make Ant-Man a heist movie structure was all Edgar and Joe. The idea of Hank Pym and Scott Lang as mentor and pupil, again, that was all theirs. And also the idea of a movie that all drives toward a third act where the big battle between the good guy and the bad guy takes place in a little girl's bedroom. That was always there from the beginning, and I stand by the fact that I think that's genius. I love it. When I came on, I really came on at the same time that Adam and Paul were starting to do rewrites on the draft. And really, it was sort of taking what existed. Adam and I bonded over the fact that we were both kids who grew up reading those comics. I probably untold hours alone in my bedroom reading comic books. And same for Adam. So there were some elements that had been in the comics that had not made their way into the script that we wanted to bring to it. And then I think we also wanted to sort of take that heist motif, add more sort of the heist movie language in terms of the visual language of the movie. And then also it wasn't lost on me that, you know, Hank Pym in the comics is such a complicated character. And we had a very complicated man playing that character. we had Michael, who has made an amazing career out of playing characters. I think it's fair to say with a lot of gray area and that we wanted
What
to
is
really.
that?
And really, it was to sort of just deepen that character and the idea that always appealed to me from the beginning that at the center of this movie are two fathers and two daughters, and that there was a lot of sort of emotionality to be mined from that. So, Adam and Paul worked incredibly hard in doing the rewrites, and then when we were in production, Paul continued to work with our production writers, Andrew Barer and Gabe Ferrari. So it really was an evolution, but I have to say,